Today I will explain Unit 12 of Block 4. So Block 4 it is Human Resource Development, and this is the first unit of this block. This is Unit 12 of ms02. So now let's start. So here given unit's name, Human Resource Development System. As you can see on the screen, so let me select this to underline and to write, as it will be useful for explaining. So now you can see the first topic here is given the introduction of this unit. So development of human resource is essential for any organization that would like to be dynamic and growth oriented. So why development of human resources is essential? Because that helps organization to be dynamic and growth oriented, because the environment changes, so the organizations should also change, and for proper changes organization need to develop, or you can say train employees in accordance with the changes. So these things come under human resource development. Unlike other resources, human resources have rather unlimited, you see, unlike other resources, human resources have rather unlimited potential capabilities. So unlimited potential capabilities human resources have. The potential can be used only by creating a climate that can continuously identify, bring to the surface, nurture and use the capabilities of people. Here capability of, you can say, potential capabilities are unlimited. Here in case of human resources, and the potential can be used only when there is a proper climate, and this given here, if capabilities can be nurtured and and used. So human resource development system aims at creating such climate. So human resource development system aims at creating such climate so that people can use their potential capabilities, can increase their potential capabilities to do the things in much better way. So that's what all about a human resource development system. So that's why here the environment, okay, creating such climate. So creating such climate, under such climate comes, you see here written, human resource development system aims at creating such a climate. So that climate consists of here creating a climate that can be continuously identify, bring to the surface and nurture and use the capabilities of people. Okay, so bringing the capabilities of people, nurturing the capabilities of people, and bringing those capabilities to the surface. If such climate so the process of creating such climate is human resource development system. The concept of human resource development given. Human resource development is the organizational in the organizational context is a process by which the employees of an organization are helped in a continuous and planned way too. So you see here it is in the organizational context, it is a process. Human resource development, it is a process in the context of the organization in which employees of the organization are helped in a continuous and planned way. Okay, so employees are helped in a continuous and planned way too. So for what purposes they are helped in continuous and planned way? So first given here, to acquire and sharpen capabilities required to perform various functions associated with their present and expected future role. So they are helped so that employees can acquire and sharpen capabilities. Second, given to develop their general capabilities as individuals and discover and exploit their own inner potentials for their own and or organizational development purposes. Second, given they are helped, employees are helped in the process of human resource development to develop their general capabilities as individuals. And the third, given to develop an organizational culture in which supervisor subordinate relationships, teamwork and collaboration among subunits are strong and contribute to the professional well-being, motivation and pride of employees. So now you see here, so it is to develop an organizational culture in which proper supervisor subordinate relationships can be maintained. So teamwork and collaboration among subunits are strong. So these things are maintained by developing an organizational culture. It means acquiring and sharpening the capabilities of employees to perform various functions. Second, to develop general capabilities as individuals. Third, develop an organizational culture which is facilitator for the individual to collaborate and become effective in performing organizational tasks. So these in these ways employees are helped by the process of human resource development. Need for human resource development. Human resource development is needed by any organization that wants to be dynamic and growth oriented or to succeed in a fast changing environment. You see here, need is that why by any organization that wants, if any organization wants to be dynamic and growth oriented and also wants to succeed in a fast changing environment, then in that case there will be need for training and development of employees. Organizations can become dynamic and can grow only through the efforts and the competencies of their human resources. You see here, organization can become dynamic. So whether the organization is dynamic or not, so that will depend on the human resources. And so what type of human resources the organization possess. Human resource development functions. So the first function of human resource development, it is given analyzing the role. First, analyze the role. That is the first function of human resource development function. So under analyzing the role, given task analysis, key performance areas, critical attributes, job evaluation. So these all things are analyzed in analyzing the role. Okay, second human resource development function, it is matching the role and the person. Third, given human resource development function, developing the person in the role. Fourth human resource development function, given developing the role of the person. Fifth, given developing equitability. Sixth, given developing self renewing capability. And seventh, given coping with collective power. So these are different functions of human resource development. So here given first analyzing the role, and second matching the role and the person. Third, given developing persons in the role. Fourth, given developing role for the person. Fifth, given developing equitability. Sixth, given developing self-renewing capability. And seventh, coping with collective power. Communication and development of culture. How communication and development of culture are related to human resource development. So now first see communication. Here you can underline. Here it was written by using black color, I think. Yes, by black color it was written, since I scanned, so that's why here color it is not properly visible. So communication, there are mainly 4 directions of organizational communication. So what are these 4 directions of organizational communication? Downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication means at the same level, and fourth given external communication with external agency. So these are 4 different kinds of communication in the organization. Organizational culture. Organizational culture can be, here also you can underline this because this is also subheading. Organizational culture can be defined as cumulative ways of thinking and behaving which which the value, attitudes, rituals and sanctions in an organization shape. Now you see organizational culture can be defined as the cumulative ways of thinking, and behaving according to values, attitude, rituals and sanctions in the organization. Operationally, development of culture would involve developing a strong corporate identity, development of important values, building healthy traditions and developing consistent management practices. So how culture can be developed for the organization? So our culture can be developed for the organization by developing a strong corporate identity, development of important values, building healthy traditions and developing consistent management practices. Development of culture takes a long time and involves complex process. The following aspects deserve attention in this regard. Now you see, development of culture takes long time and involves complex processes. So strong corporate identity. For development of culture, it needs that there should be a strong corporate identity, developing important values and building healthy traditions and practices. Human resource development system next given. The combination of 4 foci, here given the combination of 4 foci of human resource development. So what are these 4 foci of this human resource development? Given individuals, dyads, collectives and organization with 4 agents of human resource development: self, immediate boss, HR department and organization gives the human resource development system. So here 4 things are combined in the human resource development system. So first here given self, immediate boss, HR department and organization. So these 4 things are going to, or 4 agents are going to be combined to give human resource development system. Human resource development system caters to all human resource units of the organization, and all concerned are involved in running the system. You can see HRD systems caters to all human resource units of the organization, and all concerned are involved in running the system, and whoever concerned in this are involved in running the system. So principle next given, principle in designing human resource development system. So what are different principles can be used for designing human resource development system? So designing, you can see here on the screen, designing an integrated human resource development system requires a thorough understanding of the principles and models of human resource development. So when designing integrated human resource development system, so that will require the thorough understanding of the principle and models of human resource development. So if you know the principles and models of human resource development, then only you can design integrated human resource development system, otherwise you cannot. And a diagnosis of organizational existing human resource development practices in the organization, employee perception of those practices, and the developmental climate within the organization. You can see here what are different things which the manager should keep in mind while designing human resource development system. So thorough understanding of the principles and models of human resource development, and diagnosis of organizational culture, existing human resource development practices in the organization, means what are different kinds of practices are used in the organization. So thorough understanding of these things are required. Employee perceptions of these practices, means how employees think about these practices, and the developmental climate within the organization, and what type of developmental climate that is present in the organizations. So these all things manager should keep in his mind while designing human resource development system. The following principles related to focus, structure and functioning should be considered when designing integrated human resource development system. So what are these? Focus. Now you see, first given focus, following principle related to focus. So these are principles related to focus, structure and functioning. Okay, so first about focus of the system. You can see this is the focus of the system. So what are the principles which should be considered while designing human resource development system? So A given, focus on enabling capabilities. So in focus on enabling means focus on those things which enable capabilities of employees. Second given, balancing adaptation and change in the organizational culture. So balancing adaptation and change in the organizational culture. So there should be balance in adaptation and change. Attention to contextual factors. Building linkage. Fourth given, building linkage with other functions, and balancing specialization and diffusion of functions. So these things should be considered while designing a human resource development system, and this is in the context of focus of the system, means where the organizational human resource development system should focus when designing a human resource development system. So these are the things. Then second given here about a structure. So what are different principles about a structure which should be kept in mind while designing human resource development system? A given, establishing the identity of human resource development, ensuring respectability for the function. C given, balancing differentiation and integration. D given, establishing linkage mechanisms, and E given, developing monitoring mechanisms. So these are the things which should be kept in mind while designing human resource development system. So that's why here so these are the principles which should be kept in mind in the context of the structure of the system. And third kind of principle, it is related to functioning of the system, is how the system should function. So how system should function? For that, following are the principles. The A given, building feedback and reinforcing mechanisms. B given, balancing quantitative and qualitative decisions. C given balancing internal and external expertise. D given planning for the evaluation of human resource development. So these are principles related to functioning of the system while designing human resource development system. Changing boundaries of human resource development. Changing boundaries here given. So how human resource development is changing, the way human resource development works, how it is changing. So some of the new roles the human resource functionaries started performing in the last decade include the following. So following are the roles which human resource functionaries started to perform in the recent decades are: first, these things were not the function of human resource earlier, but nowadays this belong to human resource functionaries. This all belongs to human resource. First given, reorganization and restructuring. Okay, reorganization and restructuring, including downsizing, flattening the structure, outsourcing. So in organization, reorganization and restructuring, human resource is involved, human resource department is involved. Second given, managing mergers and acquisition. In mergers and acquisition also human resource department should be involved, means are involving nowadays. And how? By changing HR policies, realigning and redrafting HR policies and practices. Third given, initiating and managing quality initiatives. So here nowadays human resource department initiate and manage quality initiatives, which including quality circles, small group activities, ISO certification, etc. Fourth, here given, conducting a variety of surveys. So human resource department conduct a variety of surveys. Restructuring salary and reward system through compensation surveys, introduction of stock options, etc. Means now restructuring of salary and reward system for the organization, also nowadays done by human resource department. And sixth given, enhanced emphasis on recruitment or placement. So more emphasis here given by human resource department, it is on recruitment or placement. Seventh given, introducing new technologies of training. So new technologies are also used for training, including e-learning, online education, web-based learning. Eighth given, introduction of 360-degree feedback. So 360-degree feedback also used by HR department nowadays. Use of assessment centers or development centers for identifying, developing and promoting talented individuals. So nowadays human resource development departments are using assessment center or development center for identifying, developing and promoting talented individuals. 10th given, increased emphasis of mentoring and coaching. So now they are not instructing, they are mentoring and coaching individuals working in the organization. Emphasis on leadership and leadership development at all levels. So they are giving, human resource departments are giving more emphasis on leadership and leadership development at all levels of the organization, so that the organization can become more effective. 12th given, participation in a strategic thinking, business planning, mergers, acquisitions, etc. And 13th given, improved quality of work life. So that is also becoming the work of human resource department to design the system in such a way so that the improved quality of work life can be achieved. All these new developments of the last decade are in the direction of making human resource, more specifically human resource development, a strategic business partner. You can see. So here what is happening here, so these all developments of the last decades are in the direction of making human resource, more specifically human resource development, a strategic business partner. It means human resource or specifically we can say human resource development going to be more a strategic business partner in the near future. So that's all about this.